It's the week of February 22nd, 2022. My name is Cora.
And I am Angelica. Welcome to your Wintersville News.
Shoppers wondering which color car to purchase may soon be a thing of the past. Unveiled at the January 2022 Customer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, Nevada, the stylish BMW iX Flow is the world's first color-changing car. The vehicle's exterior can be changed from white to gray to black and back with the touch of a button. The electric SUV's chameleon-like color-changing properties are attached using the e-ink display technology. This is the same application that allows portable e-readers like the Amazon Kindle to replicate the look of a printed page. The project team, led by BMW engineer Stella Clark, began by conversing the 3D shapes of the car's panels into 2D form. They then cut the 2D panels into a series of polygon shapes that would precisely match the car's counters. Once the paper prototypes had been tested, the team used them to laser cut the e-ink skin, added the necessary wiring, and then carefully stuck each panel to the car's exterior. The vehicle's surface was then coated to protect it from road grit and water. They are hoping to soon do the same, but with vibrant colors.
Last week, Governor Doug Ducey issued a proclamation declaring every February 14th as Arizona Statehood Day. It was on February 14th, 1912, that President William Howard Taft's signing off legislation that officially made Arizona the 48th U.S. state. Ducey, in a statement, said Arizona remains a top destination for business and families all these decades later. Prior to statehood, Arizona had been a U.S. territory for nearly 50 years, but it wasn't exactly a smooth progress. At the time, the eastern half of the country viewed the Arizona territory as unruly. It was the Wild West, filled with unsavory characters. Originally part of Mexico, the land was given to the U.S. after the Mexican-American War in 1848. More land was added just 6 years after the Gadsden Act purchase. President Abraham Lincoln is the one who spreaded Arizona from New Mexico in the Arizona Organic Act. Senators of Arizona's territory pushed to become their own state, and in 1912, it finally happened. Now let's go over to Mr. Bourne with the weekly update.
Hello, Wintersville. This is Mr. Bourne, principal, and I've got some special guests today. Today I have with us the VEX Robotics Club, and VEX Robotics is an after-school club that has been run by Ms. Negrete and Mr. Wisser, and introduce yourselves real quick.
Joaquin, Zayden, Savannah, Carlos, Ashlyn, Sophia, Tegan.
Okay, great, and we're missing one student. We have Kara, also has been involved, and so these kids meet working on robotics. Want to congratulate you guys. You went to some competitions, your first ones ever, And I know the first time you guys went into competition, one of the teams actually finished, right? What does that mean? Placed in the
Finals.
finals. So that's quite an accomplishment. You guys are competing against middle school kids and older kids who have been doing this for a long time. And so for you guys to do so well your first time out, that's so good. So all kids capable of success. You guys are showing one way that we can achieve success. Okay, you guys want to give a little demonstration of what Robotics Club does?
Yes.
All right. Go ahead. Tell us what's happening. What are you doing?
We kind of just like go around and collect balls and put them in the square.
Okay.
And then when like the time's almost up, we go and we hang.
Okay. So you get points for timed movement of the balls, hanging on the bars, doing some things like that. Okay, excellent. Let's see a little bit about what the robots can do.
Mark. Get set, go. Ten. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop.
All right, that was really cool. And Mr. Wisser was calculating points just as they would in competition. Looked like 28 points is what I had heard, so that sounds good to me. Hope that's a good score. And next year, hopefully, we'll be able to continue Robotics Club. Mr. Wisser is also looking to start a brand new science STEM club with some other materials that he's been able to acquire through a grant. So teachers and students, if you're interested in robotics and science, there's opportunities to continue these kind of clubs. So thanks much.
Thank you, Mr. Bourne. Here's Miss Williams with Counseling Corner.
Hey Saddle Mountain, so of course it's Mrs. Williams with a message from the Counseling Corner. So this month we are still celebrating Black History. So today I have another kid in the spotlight. So we have Michaela Ulmer. So Michaela was stung by a bee twice and became very curious about bees and their impact on the ecosystem. So using her grandmother's recipe, she created a company called Me and the Bees Lemonade. Now at 13, her famous flaxseed lemonade can be found at Whole Foods Market and a number of restaurants and delivery companies. Michaela's puts a percentage of these profits towards local and international organizations that work to save the honeybees from extinction. Pretty cool. She also spends a lot of her time educating others on what they can do to help save the bees. So if you're like, what, the bees? Why are we worried about the bees? Well, first, talk to your teachers. Second of all, the bees are very important to our economy, so I dare you to research it. But this is super, super cool. So great job, Michaela, 13 years old. Awesome. All right, you guys, so this was our Black History Month, and we talked about all the different kids. Just so you guys know, we can do anything. We can do anything. All right, you guys, have a good rest of your day. Bye.
Thank you, Miss Williams. Here is Melanie and Zuri with sports news. Welcome to sports. My name is Melanie.
And I am Zuri. As you probably know by now, the Super Bowl was played last week, and the LA Rams came from behind in the second half to beat the Bengals by a score of 23-20.
The Arizona Coyotes beat the struggling Seattle Kraken last week by a score of 5-2. It ties their season record for biggest win with 3 goals. They ended up losing a close game to one of the league's best teams, the Tampa Bay Lightning, in their following game. Also, the arena deal we mentioned in the last episode became an official announcement. The Coyotes will be sharing a home with ASU for the next 3 years while they work on building an East Valley arena of their own.
The Suns are on a 5-game win streak, including wins against the Bucks, and the Magic, they have about 25 games left in the season that has been among the best ever for the franchise. That is all for today. See you next time on Sports News. Thanks, girls. Let's go over to Abigail and Gavin with entertainment news.
Welcome back to Entertainment News. I am Abigail.
And I am Gavin. February is almost over, which means March is almost here. March is a great time to be in Phoenix area. We have spring training, baseball, spring break, and one of the biggest St. Patrick's Day celebration in Fountain Hills. So on March 12th, you can put your grain and join the town of Fountain Hills at the Irish Fountain Fest.
Food, fun, and music will all be a part of this family-friendly event. At the biggest attraction, the world-famous fountain will be transformed into a bright emerald green geyser at 12 and 4 p.m. This event will feature a kids zone, traditional Irish folk dancing performances, a Celtic rock band, food trucks, and more. This event is open to families of all ages and is completely free of charge.
See you next time on Entertainment News.
Thanks, guys. Here is Hunter and Jose with Joke of the Week.
Hello and welcome to Joke of the Week. My name is Hunter and I'm Jose. Okay, Jose, what's your joke?
What did the duck say after someone made him laugh?
I don't know. What did the duck say after someone made him laugh?
You quacked me up.
Wait, joke. If you have a joke, would like to tell it on the news, please go to smusd.me, be on the news, and we will love to see you on.
See you next time on Joke of the Week.
Thanks, boys. Let's go over to Aubrey with Fun Fact Trivia. Welcome to Fun Fact Trivia. My name is Aubrey. Did you know that today, February 22nd, is National California Day? For more than a century, Spanish missionaries settled in California. Manifest Destiny and the Mexican-American War would play a pivotal role in making California a U.S. territory under the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo. Mexico sold California along with its territories north of the Rio Grande for $15 million. Only days before the treaty was signed, gold was found at Sutter's Mill in the Sierra Nevada mountains. The gold rush of 1849 would set off an era of settlement unlike any a new territory had never seen. On September 9, 1850, 2 years after the gold rush began, California became the 31st state. Your question today is about how many miles of Pacific coastline does California have for its famous beaches? Is it A, 1,100, B, 1,400, or C, 1,700? You have 10 seconds to make your decision. If you said A, 1,100, you are correct. You can follow the Pacific Coast Highway to see much of the coastline with its sandy beaches, cliffs, and mountains. Fun fact, did you know that California also has the world's tallest trees and the world's largest trees by volume? See you next time on Fun Fact Trivia.
Thanks, Aubrey. Here's Nathan with This Week in History.
Hello and welcome to This Week in History. I am Nathan. On February 22nd, 1980, in one of the most dramatic upsets in Olympic history, the underdogs U.S. hockey team, made up of college players, defeated four-time defending gold medal winning Soviet team at the 13th Olympic game in the war and Lake Placid, New York. The Soviet team was tough as the thought of the best in the world, lost to the young American team by a score of 4-3 in front of a crazy crowd of 10,000 people. 2 days later, the American defeated Finland 4-2 to clinch the hockey gold. The Soviet team had captured the previous 4 Olympic hockey gold going back into the 1964 and not lost in a hockey game since 1968. 3 days before the Lake Plastic Games began, the Soviet routed the U.S. team 10-3 in an exhibition match at Madison Square Garden in New York City. See you next time on This Week in History.
Thanks, Nathan. Let's go over to our first classroom spotlight of the year.
Good morning, and thank you for joining the STC class of Mrs. Negretti's room. We are doing a life skill called gardening, and in this month, we're working on peas. And the kids have grown their own peas. So, how did our peas start with our growing? What did we start with? Did we start with a plant, or did we start with a seed? A seed! Was the seed hard or soft?
Soft.
Okay, once we got our seed, what did we put our seeds in?
The water.
What's in the cup? Dirt. The soil. How many seeds did you put in your cup?
4.
3. We did 4. Once we had our seed, it began to grow, and it's called germinating. And that's when our roots started growing, right? Once our roots started growing, what came up out of the ground? What came up out of the bottom of the dirt? Yes, ma'am.
Roots.
The stem. What's on the stem? What do you see on the stems? What are these things?
Little
What is this?
It's growing up to
Yes. What's growing on the stems? Yes.
Leaves.
Leaves. And on a pea, there is also little vines that grow up. What did we make to help our plants stand up? What did we make?
A ladder.
A ladder. Yes, so that our plant can grow straight up. When we start to get our plants, once the plants start to grow, what do we find on our stems? Oh, this is a tricky one. We haven't talked a whole lot about it. What are we growing? Yes? What are we growing?
Peas.
Peas. What do peas come in? Remember, we did a page already. What do they come in?
They come in a bag.
A pod.
A pot.
Oh, we split the pod open, and inside are the peas. Okay, what are we looking at when we look at our cup? We pick it up and we look at our cup and our stems. What do we see that's white growing all around in the bottom?
Roots.
Roots! Isn't that neat? The roots are growing. Every week we do what with our plants? What do? We give it a
Water.
we give it a drink, right?
Then the roots came on like this.
And that's how the plant eats. It drinks up the water and makes it strong and grow. Okay?
Okay.
That's awesome. Thank you, guys.
If you want to be on Classroom Spotlight, tell your teacher to email Mr. Wisser to be on it.